Welcome dealers to today's Broad Field Distributing webinar. If you give us 15 minutes, we're going to teach you how to sell more stuff and make more money. Today's webinar is going to be on a topic that is very important for pro video dealers, and that's shared storage solutions. The shared storage solutions that we're going to include in this webinar all work with Adobe, with Avid, with Final Cut Pro X, but they all have different features of performance, and some work better with some NLEs than others, but we're going to go into them. We sell shared storage from Avid, the Avid Nexus Pro, we have the G-Rack 12s from GTech, and we have the FastNAS Nitros from GBLabs. So once again, thank you. We're going to talk about shared storage. Shared storage is a huge opportunity for you as a dealer. You guys have a lot of customers who have video editors who are now collaborating and working together. That's how it goes now. Let's add in Resolve as another editing, color grading thing that people do. So it's not always the same guy doing everything anymore. There's someone working on the graphics, there's someone working on the video editing, there's someone logging the metadata, there's someone adding the color grading, there's someone doing the special effects work. So it tends to be a team project to produce videos now. So when you're with a team, if you can all work and get to the same medium, work together on the project files, productivity soars and life gets a whole lot better. So let's jump right in now to our shared storage solutions. First on the list, Avid Nexus Pro shared storage. We've done some videos about Avid Nexus Pro shared storage. Once again, developed by Avid. So if your customers have a primarily Avid workflow, nothing's going to work better than Nexus Pro. The other products we have all support Avid, but not to the full range that Nexus Pro does. What's exciting about Nexus Pro is Nexus Pro supports a whole lot of other products too. The world around that Nexus Pro supports now is pretty good. It works with Adobe, works with Final Cut, and of course it works with Avid. I want to talk about the Nexus Pro engine is a single 20 terabyte engine. That 20 terabyte engine will allow you to have multiple users hooked up to it, up to 20 users if you want. This slide shows 20 TB at 400 megabytes per second, but the truth is there's a firmware upgrade coming out imminently that's going to actually take that up to 600. So the performance just keeps getting better, and that's one of the cool things about the Nexus Pro. It's software-based storage, so as new firmware and new features come out, anyone who owns a Nexus Pro will be able to download that firmware and take advantage of it. So let's go into a little bit more on what we've got from Avid. All right, we put together some special bundles with Avid that include a Dell switch. When you're doing a shared environment, the workstations have to plug into something, in this case a Dell switch, then the switch connects directly to the Nexus Pro engine via 10 gig E. So you have 1 gig connections to the switch, 10 gig E back to the Avid. Here's what we've got going here. We've got the Nexus Pro engine now available for $7,500 for a 20 terabyte engine. If you have any customers who already own a Nexus Pro or an ISIS 1000, you definitely want to reach out to them and let them know about this incredible pricing. But what we think is a real exciting deal is the $9,500 promo that includes the Dell switch, the Dell 2024 switch. That'll allow you to hook up to 20 people up to your Nexus Pro and start editing from our 20 workstations. We also put a bundle together with 2 of the 20 terabyte workstations, that's 40 terabytes, for $14,995. That includes the Dell switch. Or if you've got a company that just wants the biggest, best performance, they're probably doing 4K work, something like that, we have a 4 engine bundle that also includes the Dell 3024 switch, because you need a bigger switch to handle all those Nexus Pros, and that's $29,995. So that's a really aggressive pricing. Under 10K for a Nexus Pro with a Dell switch, $7,500 for the Dell switch alone, for the Nexus Pro alone. Pretty great deal. Let's check out this video from the Bandito brothers using Nexus Pro in their Avid and Adobe workflows.
So we knew we kind of needed to be able to manage the data, to know where all the files were, and be on a platform that real professional editors were comfortable with. We want to be able to have the choices to go and use Premiere, to go and use Avid, to go and use After Effects. It's very empowering when companies are not so precious about this stuff. We should know everyone is using every tool because it's the right tool for the right job. You can't just predict it. This is the only tool that works. The realities of day-to-day editorial work and what's needed. You need access to this, you need access to this. Adobe doesn't provide hardware or hardware support. They're going to have recommendations as to what you can use. So I think the fact that when we're editing in Avid, we're usually finishing in Premiere. Just the fact that we have that touch point already in our infrastructure means that we're going to have both of those applications installed on almost every computer that we have. So the fact that Avid is providing, a certified storage solution that's more competitive, that has that, interoperability, that's big for us.
Okay, once again, Avid Nexus Pro, proven real-time collaboration for everyone. Every NAB, every show, these guys keep winning awards. The Nexus Pro just keeps getting better and better. And I talked about the ecosystem a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot more than just Adobe. It's a lot more than just Apple. We've got the Axle, comes with it. Axle for basic asset management, finding stuff, Telestream, Filmlight, GTech. This list is just growing and growing and growing. The Avid ecosystem is something that's becoming quite impressive. They've really become an open company, not the Avid you may have known when you were selling it 3, 4, or 5 years ago. All right, GBLabs, FastNAS. Let's talk about this. This is another line we have. We're very excited about this line because it's got something that's a little different, that's not the same as everyone else, and that is they've added a nitro layer. That is, you've got your hard drives in the RAID, but they've also got an SSD layer in the RAID. And that SSD layer allows them to load balance and take care of the things you're hitting the storage for the most. It allows you to get more people working simultaneously, and even more importantly, allows you to... One of the things with shared storage is when you're ingesting footage. Let's say someone's job on the system is just to bring in all that footage that you shot from 4 cameras overnight. You know, bringing in all those files is a right task. And sometimes that can bog down some shared storage systems as it focuses on just that right task. What's nice about the Nitro layer is the Nitro layer keeps all your editors going while the hard drives are doing the heavy work of the copying of the data. Other thing that I like about the FastNAS that's very cool is it comes with direct connectors to the back of it. So as an example, you have 4 gig E's on the base FastNAS, and then on the 16 you actually have 4 gig E's and 2 10 gig jacks ports on it. So you can actually have 4 editors hook up directly to the FastNAS. No need for a switch. For a customer with a small group, that's really exciting. Of course, you can still do all these other setups, which would include, you know, single switch, multiple switches, or what have you. All right, there are 2 flavors we're going to focus on. The FastNAS F8 Nitro. The Nitro comes with 4 gig E ports. It's got a 256 gigabyte Nitro hybrid engine. That's the SSD layer. And we have it available at 16 terabytes for under 10 grand, that's $999, or the 48 terabytes for $14,999. Quite frankly, if your customer is looking at this, if he's on a tight budget, the $999 I get, but the $14,999, it's 3 times the storage. It's hard to pass on that. Then we have the FastNAS F16 Nitro. The Nitro gives you 4 gig E's plus 2 10 gig ports. It gives you a 512 SSD in it. It's available in various flavors, starting with a 32 terabyte at $16,999. So let's, at this point, let's go to the video now and learn a little bit more about the Nitro layer and how that works.
Let's select some files, then duplicate them from the Finder. This is actually telling the server to duplicate 28 gigabytes worth of files. You can see now that we have a combined output of 1.1 gigabytes a second. We get about 1,000 megabytes a second coming from the Nitro SSD layer since we added this right. This combined effort between the Nitro SSD layer and the Velocity RAID engine allows FastNAS to deliver this type of performance. So what does this look like in the real world? As you look at the dials, you can see they will go up and down as this union between the SSD and spinning disk continues to work together. This union will deliver the performance without any intervention from the users. The key thing here is that the client doesn't have to decide what files they want to place in the faster part of the storage. The workflow will naturally place the most accelerated files in the Nitro SSD layer, creating a natural acceleration, not just a cache, more like an accelerated boost. GBLabs developed and uses the same technology relationship with our hyperspace and space spinning disk systems on a much larger and accelerated scale.
All right, and we're back. Once again, the GBLabs stuff is very cool. It's an exciting new line for people getting started. We see it as a big asset. It works great with Final Cut Pro X, works great with Adobe as well, and yes, it does support Avid. All right, next we have the G Technology G-Rack 12 High Performance NAS. The beauty of the G-Racks is just for the size and scope of what you can get with a G-Rack, you can just get your customer, if they need a mass amount of storage, G-Rack is the way to go. In fact, we have customers who are using, let's say, a full-blown expensive Nexus system, an E3 or E4, who are using G-Racks to offline for their nearline footage. We also have people using it for nearline archiving, or for people who are not necessarily pro video space, but in the IT space, who just need to handle a whole lot of massive files. So let's talk about the G-Racks a little bit. G-Racks are 12 drives in a G-Rack formation. They are very easy to operate because it comes with its own operating system. You can set the G-Rack up in 15 to 30 minutes. I'm not kidding you. It's that simple. It's going to streamline your workflows, and most of all, who is it designed for? It's designed for small and medium-sized companies, corporate companies. One of the things that on all our shared storage that we've seen is a lot of guys are being asked to work on video and collaborate who aren't necessarily a post house or a film company. It could be the advertising group within a Fortune 500 company. Or maybe it's a health medical clinic that wants to produce some videos for their own doctors or students or nurses. So we're seeing a lot of video being used in a corporate environment where teams being put together as to produce those videos, and bringing in something like a shared storage solution like we're showing here is great, because what the IT department can do is they can allow those video guys to talk directly to the shared storage while keeping all that chat or all that video stuff off of their bigger IT network. Let's check out this video on the G-Rack 12. And also, one of the things that's important before we roll the video is on YouTube, GTech has posted a series of 6 or 7 videos on how easy it is to set up and get started with a G-Rack. The videos are like 2-3 minutes long. I think one of them might be 5 minutes, but if you watch those videos, you'll be amazed about how easy this thing really is to do. So let's roll that video.
In this video, I'm going to show you how you can check the performance of the iSCSI mount on the G-Rack 12 using the AJA system test. Now that we have the iSCSI target configured and mounted, let's test the performance of the connection. Using the AJA system speed test, let's test a 16 gig 4K video file with a 10-bit RGB codec. As you can see, the G-Rack 12 is a high-performance network storage solution. Let's see how it works with Final Cut Pro X. Check out the next video to learn more.
Okay, so let's talk. I was talking about price and performance. Let's talk about what kind of price and performance you can get. A G-Rack, you can hook up to 4 G-Racks together, a base model, a base unit, plus 3 additional expansion models. The base unit starts at $16,995 MSRP for a 48 terabyte. I really like the 72 terabyte at $22,999 in a sweet spot, but you can see the 120 terabyte is $32,9995. Then you have the additional racks, which is this is where the real savings comes in. 120 terabyte additional racks, $16,599.95. So you put those 2 racks together, that's 240 total terabytes for under 50 grand. That's pretty incredible for people who really need the biggest size bit buckets they can get. One of the cool things I want to mention is you can mix and match. So your customer can get started with the smaller 48 terabyte engine, and then they can add the 96 or the 120 down the road. They don't have to all be the same size, and it doesn't matter that one's bigger than the other. So that's the nice thing. It's flexible expandability, which we really like about the G-Racks. Special note, dealers, G-Racks require special certification. If you're working on a G-Rack opportunity and you're not certified, give us a call. We'll get you in touch with who you have to do. It's a little training program. It's not that hard to do, just to make sure that you can give basic frontline support and the right answers to the questions about what's out there. I'm encouraging everyone who's watching this video to go get G-Rack certified and follow that, because it's a great way to learn. In learning the G-Rack certification, you're going to learn a lot about shared storage also, and it's real important, I think, for you dealers to understand that it's a huge opportunity for you to make money in this expanding field. The next slide is we just did a dealer newsletter with Sound and Video Contractor. Now that's looking for new dealers, but one of the things, if you get this email, by all means follow it, or if you want to follow up on this information, ask your salesperson, Rich, Dan, Angel, or John to send you a link to it, because on this page we've got links directly to product reviews and information about the Nexus Pro, the G-Rack, and the FastNAS. So we really see shared storage as a huge opportunity for our dealers. And we know it's a little daunting, and sometimes you got to understand it's a long lead type sale. It's not something that's going to close overnight, but you've got customers who are looking to do shared video. They've got closets full of LaCie or GTech drives. They need to get on a bigger shared storage. Once again, people are collaborating and working together. The days of an independent video guy doing everything, it's not what's happening anymore, where it used to be a video editor who did everything. Now it's more a team approach, and maybe it's a thing where you have 1 or 2 editors and you bring some freelancers in to work into the system. Whatever is your customer's workflow, it's important to listen to them, listen to their needs, how many people they have editing, then give us a call and we'll help you design the proper shared storage system to meet all their needs. Once again, shared storage, it's a nice profit opportunity. You can see it's big dollar sales. So what we're encouraging all our dealers to do is reach out to your existing base of video editors, You know the people who are on Final Cut, on Avid, on Adobe, whatever they're on. Give a call, reach out to your customers, say, hey, have you guys migrated to shared storage? Have you looked at shared storage? If they say they have, send them some of the videos. There's videos all over the web of these products, and we've got them on Broadfield Distributing's blog as well. Let them learn about what the shared storage is, and then get them talking to you about what their needs and their workflow are. And if you get that conversation started, you'll be surprised how quickly you can turn it to the pro